And we are back, and we just finished watching 2024's Alien Romulus, which we caught on Hulu, which I guess is also streaming on Disney Plus for some bizarre reason, and also to buy rent on Prime Video. This is from Fede Álvarez, and it comes to us from, it says writers Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett.
Well, Dan O'Bannon created the
right.
Alien, basically,
Right. Yeah.
The original.
And with writing credits also to Fede Álvarez. This is the 7th Alien movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Was that including all the Alien versus Predator nonsense? And
I don't know if they consider that part of the canon. I think that's just whatever. According to IMDb, while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonists comes face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. That is 100% correct. So I want to start by saying that I didn't read anything about this film. I had heard that it was good. I heard a lot of positive things about it. I was a little hesitant to go down this road because I feel like I have such great fond memories of the first one and the second one that I am just not pleased at all by the following films, right? The rest of them. So this, though, was a delight.
yeah,
A gosh darn scary delight. I almost tapped out.
Yeah, you left the room.
I left the room. I was sick to my stomach. I thought I was going to throw up.
With good reason.
Yes, with good reason.
And everyone should thank me.
Yes, this was G's choice. Excellent, by the way.
Yeah.
This was G's choice. And this did not disappoint. This is a return to form, very much in the vein of the first one. It's very ambient. It's very creepy.
I would say the first two.
The first two. Well, I mean, I feel like Aliens is an action film.
This had plenty of action.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
But that's why I feel this feels
very much
akin to those first two.
And a great sequel.
And honestly, that's why I like this one.
Yeah,
because
I like it a lot too.
The first two films were brilliant.
Yes.
They were great. And everything that followed up
was so disappointing.
has been mediocre to absolute crap.
Yeah.
Or like, I know like the other two, the Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah.
They're beautiful movies.
But
they're sort of like, they're getting lost in the weeds of like, oh, what are the origins and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
and it's, you kind of lost the thread of what makes these films fun and exciting and gross and scary.
Yeah. There was a lot of tension in this film. I mean, from the start, again, you have young people who are just trying to better their lives, make a bad judgment call and go on this space station that's just chilling up there.
Yeah.
And I think the intent was good, right? The intent and the reason behind it was good, but it's just they had no idea what they were getting themselves into. None. And then Rook was there to basically manipulate the situation.
Yeah. For the benefit of the company.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all horror films rely on people making stupid decisions. And
fair.
Sometimes that can be absolutely maddening.
Yes.
It's completely forgivable because these people they're
genuinely
young.
Have no idea what's going on.
They're genuinely trying to make a better life for themselves.
And they're desperate.
So desperate people will make dumb decisions. And this fits perfectly with what's going on here. One of the issues that a lot of people bring up, and I brought it up with like Prometheus and especially Covenant was...
You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's... Like Prometheus, it's a ship full of brilliant scientists, the best of the best. And they're making the most boneheaded, dumbass decisions you could possibly make. It's like every decision made in that movie was the wrong one.
Yeah.
Oh, we're an alien. Let's just take our helmets off. Let's breathe the air. Yeah, let's stuff drip into our faces. Oh, I'm the cartographer? Yeah, well, I'm just going to leave right now. Oh, and I'm the one guy who gets lost in the alien spaceship, even though I mapped it out with my super science.
Right.
So, that's unforgivable stupid.
Yeah.
being so desperate that you want to get off this planet that you're being basically
exploited
and enslaved to be on.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that scene where she's like, all right, I did my bid. I earned this amount of money or whatever the hell they're doing, credits.
Yeah.
And they're just like, you know what? The company extended your benefit, and the lady just turns a knob and does it like
her
on a whim right there in front of her. There was no preset plan. Oh, we're gonna extend your contract. She just did it right there because she was just a bitch. But completely understandable. Wayland Yutani is just apparently just an incredibly evil company.
And I watching this, it made sense that this fits in between the first Alien and the second Aliens, like the timeline. This absolutely makes sense. And I think I turned to you at one point in the film and I was like, I love that they kept the uniformity of the look of the aesthetic of the spaceships and the world in itself, so that it felt like it flowed. Like when you're in those space, whether you're in the space station or in the ship that they take up there, it felt very much like it was 1979's Aliens world.
That was like another thing that bothered me about the Prometheus and Covenant. Was this,
I almost said Revenant. I'm like, wait a minute.
The technology in those movies is so far advanced beyond what you saw in Alien and Aliens, and it's supposed to take place decades before those movies ever happened.
Yeah.
So it didn't quite fit.
Yeah.
It was a little too shiny.
Yeah. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. G, I'm going to start with you. This was your pick. Excellent choice, by the way. What made you want to see this instead of something else?
I've just been wanting to see it for a while.
Had you seen the trailer prior to watching this?
I might have, but I forgot about it. If you showed me the trailer, it would be like watching it for the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't remember seeing the trailer, but I probably did.
No.
But yeah, I was just intrigued by the plot, and I've seen the Alien movies, and they're cool. And I like movies like this.
It's cool until somebody's in that position.
I would never be in that situation, though,
right,
because I would never agree to something stupid like going into space.
All right, fair enough. Because space wants to kill you. It always has and always will.
Respect for anybody that goes there, but it would never be me.
Yeah, same. Did you have a favorite character in the film?
I did. I liked the character of Andy the best. I would say that I liked Rain's character the best because, she's like the badass female lead or whatever, and she was. But she does something like midway through or like beginning to middle way through the film. She makes a decision to not say something about a situation, and it made me upset.
Yeah.
So I liked Andy's character. Like I thought he was cool, and yeah.
Andy was my favorite. Andy was like true blue through and through.
Yeah,
100%.
He was consistent.
I mean, there are bits when
he sort of flips, but not by his own.
That's not his.
Yeah,
the true Andy is true.
Yeah. Yes, very.
Andy played by David Johnson, who we've seen in Rye Lane, who we loved so much.
Excellent movie.
Excellent movie. I don't want to ask about a particular scene because this just came out.
Why don't we do a segment for the movie, like just the basics of it, and then go into spoilers?
Okay, we can do that, I guess. Mm-hmm. Olive G, what did you think of the film?
I thought it was good.
Yeah? Were you scared by it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I literally left the room. That's how scared I got. And you all laughed at me.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. My stomach, I was like...
I don't blame you because I really thought they were in the clear.
Yeah. That's the thing with these alien movies, right? You think everything's like, okay, we've passed the...
It's like, how many shoes are going to drop?
Yeah, seriously. And there's always one extra step. Yeah, I literally felt like I was going to throw up. This felt like old Supernatural. I was like, my stomach is just... I think the other film that I stepped away from was Men. I was like, yeah, I'm done here.
Oh, yeah.
I remember, you're like, I don't want to watch any.
Yeah, I'm done. You'll have to tell me how this ends.
And then it just got more insane. Like that was even that was when you were ready to tap out. We were in like the mild portion of that movie.
Of that film, yes. Yeah. Did you have a favorite character, Olive G?
Probably like, yeah, I'd say Andy too.
Oh, copycat.
Bro, like he was the only real likable character. Like the other guys were like really stupid.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's true though. Like literally, what's his name? The other guy, not the
Bjorn.
There was Tyler, Bjorn.
but Bjorn.
Bjorn.
I think it's the
Yeah,
other
he
guy's
was a
name.
jackass.
That
Bjorn
guy,
was a jerk.
I hated that guy.
Yeah, that would be nobody's favorite character.
And I also hated the pregnant lady. She was.
'Kay.
She,
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's just so stupid of you to do
yeah,
that.
but you could have picked other people like Rain, but you picked Andy. Like, all right.
Well, but like,
I get it.
I mean, I gotta admit, I'd pick Andy too.
Yeah, Andy
Andy's the
was
I get it,
seriously
guys.
the MVP. Rain is probably a close second.
Second.
I do agree. She
made
excuse
a
me.
couple of judgment calls that were not.
I sorry, excuse me. I do agree that she did have a moment where she reveals
lapse in judgment.
reveals something that's a lapse in judgment. But I chalk that up to the desperation. I mean,
that is true. She's about to be
this-
enslaved for
Yeah,
4,000 years.
And life on that mining colony was apparently terrible because the longer you stayed, it was just
You're
all
gonna
right.
die.
Here's another disease that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
We fixed that one. Here's another disease. you're
Right.
gonna-
It seemed like they're mining, so that
And-
obviously is a
And
health
I think
concern.
they also said that they were putting her like deeper into the mine.
Right.
Like I don't know if she was actually mining originally, but
Mm-hmm.
now she was going into the deep mine now, where
Which is probably
where
more
everybody
dangerous.
gets, where apparently everybody just gets some sort of terrible disease, where I guess their parents
All died.
all died from this stuff.
Yeah, probably inhalation or some kind of
I mean mining, mining is not a
safe.
safe profession.
No, not at all.
I mean, you'd figure it'd be a bit safer in the future, but apparently not.
No. And these big corporations just don't give a damn.
Oh yeah, it's sort of. I guess maybe there's so many people. It's like, well, let's throw a couple hundred people. It costs less than a machine.
Oh yeah. So just going back really quick, it says writing credits: Dan O'Bannon is a character creator, as is Ronald Shusett, and Fede Álvarez and Rodo Sayagues are, I guess, the screenplay writers for this particular piece. Really well done, and definitely fits within that true alien like pedigree of storytelling. Just really, really well done. I like that they picked that in between time frame of Ridley on the Nostromo to Ridley, I guess, going back in that second film. So
Ridley.
Ripley. I'm sorry. Ripley.
Ridley's the director.
Yeah. Yes, Ripley. Sorry. Fun fact: when I was young, if I had a daughter, I was going to name her Ripley. So you got lucky, G.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, Ripley was cool. Well,
Oh yeah, I'm
Get
sure
away
there's a
from her,
bunch
you
of. I'm
bitch.
sure there's a bunch of little girls named Ripley out there.
I'm sure. There's really nothing to critique here. I feel like as an action piece, it works really, really well. As a horror, maybe not really horror, but more of a thriller. I mean, there is horror.
The thriller is like intrigue and stuff like that, and there might be some references to that from the previous movies, but this is horror action. I would say straight up horror action.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I think the creatures are just amazing.
Beautifully done.
Beautifully. What are they called?
Xenomorphs.
Xenomorphs. Yeah, just. Yeah, so creepy and so scary looking. I mean, if you ever got caught in a corridor with those things, if I had a gun, I would absolutely shoot my brain out.
The thing that was really bad was when they first get out of that room with the water and they just come bursting through the door, the face huggers.
Yes.
The xenomorphs are terrifying because they're big hulking things.
Right.
But the face huggers are just gross.
Yeah.
And they
Honestly, I'd
move
rather
so
be
fast.
killed by a xenomorph than get face hugger
hugged.
treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those long fingers and then that Like there's that
When
bit, the
there's-
bit when the guy's face is sideways and you see that thing trying to flop its way into his mouth.
No, the worst scene was when they finally managed to peel it off Navarro,
His
and
face.
it takes like
Forever to
3
get out of there.
seconds to get it completely
It's got like
out of
2
her
foot
mouth.
of proboscis going into
It was
her throat.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would never, ever, ever. Ugh.
Yeah,
disgusting.
I'm pretty sure I've told everyone at this table I went to see the original in the theater and refused to eat for 2 weeks
Yikes.
because most of my information came from movies, and I just was like, no, I am not doing this. And I would catch a beating every night. I was willing to take the beating just in case.
What do you think of the creature designs, Olive?
I thought they were creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like the originals.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think of like the
The thing at the end.
before we get there, but just the look of the film, because you've seen the other ones, right? We actually reviewed Aliens, but we've seen Alien, the original, multiple times, even with you kids. So
Not really.
maybe not from start to finish, but you've sat and you've seen bits of it
Yeah.
enough to form an opinion. So what do you think of the look of the film? Were you impressed by it? Were you impressed by the designs of the ship, the costuming, the set pieces, the animals? They're not animals, they're xenomorphs, right? The xenomorphs themselves. Like, how did you feel in this world that you're enveloped in?
I mean, it looks like the original, just like better quality. Cause
Yes, I agree.
Should we wrap up and get to spoilers?
I'm trying to think if I have any more questions. Do you?
I don't have any questions.
No. Okay.
Like you said, there's not much to critique here. It's
Yeah, it's a
really
solid
well done. I'm sure from what I've read, as far as complaints go, some people were like, "Oh, they're giving too much fan service."
I don't think so.
Go to hell.
What?
Yeah.
Go
What are
to
you
hell
talking
with
about?
your nonsense about fan service. Yeah, there's references to lines in the other movies,
I got
maybe.
Oh, that's so
But
stupid, though.
yeah,
Come on.
to make that ruin your opinion of it,
Is silly.
it's
That's
just
lame
silly.
as
And then
hell.
there's the other, as all people start complaining about
Nonsense.
things like physics.
Yeah.
And it's a science fiction movie.
Yes.
There's
Not
aliens
rooted in
running
reality
around.
in
There's
any way, shape, or
people.
form.
There's things that are mutating stuff at an incredibly rapid rate, and you're complaining about fluid wouldn't act like that in 0G.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. When the original one came out, I'm sure the physics weren't perfect on that, and yet
Either,
we're
yeah.
still talking
About
about
it.
this
People
franchise
like that are so
50
40
years
years later
Yeah,
or
40
50 years later.
Just enjoy the film.
Yeah,
Exactly. Enjoy the
You
film.
tell 'em,
And
Jake.
if your biggest complaint is, they're clearly referencing the first one.
That's fine. Listen.
Great.
It's an
Imitation is-
alien movie.
Yeah, exactly.
They're referencing it the whole time. With the monsters. Like, are you serious?
Yeah. Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah, that's the internet's just a cesspool where people feel the need to piss on everything.
Yeah. I have no complaints. I was pleasantly surprised.
This was
exceeded
super.
my-
This was super entertaining. This
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like
I was entertained the whole way through. I wasn't bored at all.
didn't look at your phone either. And I think we were all sitting at the edge of our seats.
This
Yeah.
felt like a real return to
Form.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like welcome back, Alien.
Yes.
Yes.
I
I
am
look
now,
if you can keep this sort of stuff up, I look forward to another film.
Yes.
It's sort of like how I felt after we saw Prey.
Yes.
Remember Prey? It
Yes.
was like the Predator franchise was dead.
Dead.
And that film,
Dead.
it was just like, oh my God, you did something new and fresh, and you made it look
Interesting.
exciting and
Yeah.
great. I
I'm
want
on
to see.
board.
I want to see more of that.
Yes, I
please,
agree.
Please do more of that.
Yeah. And the way they took the idea of like 1700s, right? For the Predator to go to that time frame in this
Yeah.
situation with like Native American. Yeah. Chef's kiss. I agree. So hopefully we'll see more of this, more from this director. I think Fede Álvarez does a really good job here.
He did a great job,
Yeah.
and like I said, it felt nice to see that sort of love and quality and
Respect.
just fun
Yeah.
and respect
Yeah.
come from this franchise, because I feel like a lot of the franchises that we grew up with, for decades, they've sort of been wallowing with kind of mediocre
or shit
or just crap
storytelling
where it's like younger generations, they don't care.
Yeah.
Like the way those like I said, Covenant and Prometheus, those films didn't really do that well.
Not just
and
that,
people
but
weren't really that impressed with them. And I'm like, as a little kid, I would be like, wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
But apparently it just never clicked with anybody.
Yeah.
And this was really good.
Well done,
The same thing with Prey. I mean, hopefully they can... I know they keep trying to fix Terminator. Who knows?
Leave it alone.
Maybe they can maybe they can bring that back to form.
Aren't they redoing Running Man?
That's not really a franchise. The big franchises were like Predator and Alien and Terminator. And Terminator that's the one that's sort of really taking it on the chin. I mean,
what about RoboCop?
RoboCop was a franchise, but they kind of botched that one too.
Yeah.
It's you have to find that right amount.
Of nostalgia,
a bit of nostalgia. I hate the term fan service, but a bit of an homage, but also just at the core, just make it a fun type of movie, whether it's action or horror or whatever.
I don't mind fan service. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think if you want to call it homage,
I despise the term.
Makes sense, yeah.
I despise the term because it's like it's
such a
derogatory and negative.
Yeah, it's such a negative connotation to it.
When in actuality, it's just you're making a little homage, a little wink to the past.
The past, right?
And I don't mind that because it's
Same.
sort of like this. Yes, I am reminded of this, and I am reminded of something good.
Yeah, I punched the air when that line was repeated in this film. So I was like, yeah.
So anyway, that's all I got to say about it.
Didn't we see something recently where we laughed? I think the character was like, "It bleeds, we could kill it," which is very. That's what it was. Yes. Which reminded us of Terminator.
Gives it a little homage there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go around the table and get numbers. I'm going to start with myself. This is what a treat. I mean, if you are into horror, if you are into action, run, do not walk, and check out Alien Romulus, which is currently streaming on Hulu and I believe Disney Plus, but you can also rent it on Prime. This is just firing on all cylinders. To your point, I'm going to echo everything you said. A great homage to the past, but with enough new stuff to really keep it fresh and interesting. The characters are all really well fleshed out. I don't feel like anyone's wasted. I, too, think that Andy is the MVP of the story, although this is obviously Rain's film. But really well done, well casted. The set pieces, the costuming, the creature work. I think you said there was more practical stuff in this than normal, which is nice.
Than you would believe. Like a lot of the stuff are actual maquettes and puppets and guys in suits.
Suits, yeah.
I mean, they did use CG for the stuff where it was appropriate.
Yeah.
And from what I read, that actually sort of keeps the budget down because
you're
from what I've read, this film was like 70-80 million to make.
Oh, okay.
It made like 340 million, so it did extremely well.
Nice.
And,
that's great.
And I hate to keep beating on like Prometheus and Covenant, but those films cost over 100 million to make each,
and didn't do as well.
And
the markup wasn't.
If they made a profit, the profit wasn't.
As wide. Yeah.
And it's just like I said, things just look a little too sleek, too shiny, especially for what we're expecting from that universe. It's sort of it takes you out a little. Like remember, we were just talking about this the other day. For some reason, like a bunch of thumbnails for the Pitch Black series, Riddick.
Oh yeah,
and it's sort of like we watched Pitch Black,
which we loved.
I mean, it's super derivative of Aliens, but it was good in its own way, and it was enjoyable and had cool characters. Riddick was a great character.
Did you say they're rebooting that?
Not rebooting; they're just making another one
with him.
Yeah,
he's like 80 at this point in those films, isn't he?
It's basically just going to be an hour and a half of Vin Diesel sitting on a couch, just drinking a beer.
As he should. He never has to work.
No.
He never.
But anyway,
has to work.
but then like remember you went from the way things looked in Pitch Black
to
Chronicles of Riddick, where suddenly it's like he's Conan in space.
Yeah.
It's like D&D. Judi Dench is turning into wind, and
Yeah, it was wild.
it was like,
Yeah.
what the hell happened to this universe?
Yeah.
The necromongers are there's some guy who's like running at like super speed,
Yeah.
and they're wearing like skull armor. It's just what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Agreed.
It's like somebody just doused the entire universe in LSD, and it's suddenly it belongs painted on the side of someone's van.
Yeah. Internet, please take it down 5 notches. This is not Alien versus Predator, which should never be seen again. But yes, run, do not walk, and check out Alien Romulus. I'm going to give this film. I was originally going to give it an 8.5, but I think I'm gonna mimic somebody else at this table. I'm going to give it a 9 as well.
Wow.
Yeah. What say you?
Me? You know what? I'll join you. I'll give it a 9. I enjoyed the hell out of this, and I feel maybe I'm being a bit generous, but just because it really did remind me of the first 2.
Yeah.
Like if I would be so happy if none of the other films took place, and like there was no
Yes, let's
alien
start from
films.
this again.
If there was no alien film since Aliens, and they
Yeah.
just came out with this one, and
I'd be happy with
Yeah.
that chronological order.
seriously,
as well.
Alien 3 just
Let's not
broke
speak
me.
about it.
Yeah.
Let's not speak about it. Yes, we absolutely stole your number, Jig.
Yeah, all these followers. I was going to give this film a 9, and I still am because I don't see any problems with this movie, and I enjoyed it very thoroughly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What about you, Kid 2?
8.5. That
8.5.
ending like got me like kind of mad.
What about the... Okay, let's...
All right.
Well, okay,
let's
so
do
if
spoilers.
you don't want spoilers, turn off. As always, please
don't
remember
forget
to like and subscribe and follow and do whatever your podcast platform
allows you to do. Yes.
We appreciate it. Make comments, talk about it.
Yeah, let's keep the conversation going. So if you don't want to be part of the spoiler part of the podcast, please turn this off now. And children, I don't know if you want to say, you don't have to.
What? We watched this film. Why would I not stay?
I feel like
Olive,
someone wants to.
what about the end knocked off, made it an 8.5?
Yeah, and then you can leave.
But like that ending with like the monster bro got me hella mad. Like
What do you mean?
Why
it got
did it-
you
why did it
hella
make you mad?
because like she shouldn't have to deal with that. Like she already went through so much.
Oh, but it kept you on the edge of your seat.
I
It was
know, but,
very,
like-
very well done, in my opinion.
bro.
Did you think it was just too much peril? Like the film should have just ended when they got into the pods?
Like it would have been nice if she just like stayed in her freaking cryo sleep, or better yet, she would have just died. Okay, like I seriously hate the pregnant lady. Like she made me.
She
hella
was
mad.
very dumb, especially even if she was a
Especially at
dumb,
the end,
desperate
yeah.
kid. She was really stupid.
I mean, do we want to talk about that thing?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, for those wondering what we're babbling about, there is one character who it turns out was pregnant, and she
was
gets
his named Kay.
I mean,
her
She was
name
Tyler's-
name was Kay.
She was Tyler's sister.
She was Tyler's sister.
Yes.
She gets hurt, and they find her. The aliens carry her off. They're gonna, I guess, impregnate her, but they manage to save her before that happens.
Right, because Andy said she hadn't been impregnated.
She hadn't been
There wasn't
impregnated
a
yet.
dead little
There wasn't a
parasite
dead
at her
little
feet.
parasite in front of her. And they bring her back to the ship, or they tell her to get back to the ship.
Yes.
And basically,
well, Rain
Rain gives her specific instructions. She says, "Get in the cryopod,
So you can
Get
lock
back to the
lock
ship,
yourself
get in
in.
the
The ship
cryopod."
will autopilot back to the surface of the planet, and you will be able to be treated for your injury because she's bleeding."
Right.
Instead, she decides to jab herself in the neck with the
Unknown
Z01 serum
compound,
that
Unknown.
Yeah.
Super.
Unknown black liquid.
this basically super mutagen.
Yeah.
super muted.
Yeah. And then put herself or just pass out. And then like later on she gets put into the cryopod. But of course, hijinks
Dun, dun,
ensue.
dun.
And
I wanna
she
say
gives
that
birth
this
to
takes
something
place-
horrible.
Absolutely
hella
horrific.
geeks.
This, Olivia, I need you to stop saying that. That sequence takes place within the last 30 minutes of the film.
It's nuts.
I was so ready to just like be done with it. Like, oh, thank God they're done. Like maybe
Yeah.
she's fine. Maybe they'll make an alien Romulus too. But no, the cryopod that Kay is in starts flashing red, saying stasis aborted. Or whatever.
Oof.
She's pulled out or up to like to sitting position by Rain, and she gives birth. There's blood everywhere. This weird, it's not a baby, some pod.
like
It
a
looks like
walnut.
a football.
Yeah.
Yeah, a walnut.
And then it
Is
cracks open.
Like squeeze out of her. Rain lifts it up and she tries to carry it away.
And
And it starts
acidic.
it's acidic. And it starts burning at her. She drops it on the ground. She tries to get a weapon to take care of it. And then it cracks open. And at first it's a baby. Yeah, it's a freaking baby.
Yeah, you
and
see
then
a face.
Yes, it melts through the floor. And by the time Rain gets down to the lower level where it melts through the floor, she's searching for it, and there are ginormous footprints on the ground. There's like dust everywhere, sand. I don't know where she was.
Yeah.
There's ginormous footprints.
Oh, like.
And when you see where Kay is upstairs, something horrific is just like in
Coming
front of
her
her.
way.
Crawling towards her
it
with its
attacked
big
Andy.
spindly
Yes.
arms.
Yes.
That design is my worst nightmare. Like, nothing scares me more than creatures that look like that.
Like human, but
The
not
humanoid
exactly.
things, there's something wrong with
Tall
them.
humanoid things.
Yes,
that are
the
ugly.
creatures
Slenderman,
very tall.
I guess, or
I
those
guess
kind of.
so.
Yeah. That
It's
is
more
kind of a creepy
horrifying when they
concept.
have an open mouth. And that thing did have sharp teeth. I remember it looked like it just had normal human teeth.
I think it may have had some sharp teeth.
I think it.
Some of them were
it had that
though.
crazy tongue.
Yeah, it was like a little.
Well, it was like it was a normal human. It was just like evolved.
That was not a normal human.
It was all elongated. Its arms were like super spindly, and
And
it
it
had
looked
like
like it
sort
had
of
like
spikes at the
craters on its
elbows.
back.
Yeah.
well,
It had
But then
like
it started like mutating too, because then it smoothed out a bit.
A little
Didn't-
bit, and it
didn't
had a
It-
tail
it-
that grew a lot longer.
it had a tail that grew. Yeah, and apparently that was a real person.
Yes,
His name
Rob.
is Robert Bobrovsky, who is a 7'7" Romanian basketball player.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh,
That thing
so
was like born like
creepy
5
looking.
seconds ago, and it already it's
the,
like 7.
The alien already rapidly evolves, but that thing evolved way faster.
Way faster.
Way,
Yeah.
way,
Well,
way
it's got the
faster.
human and the alien DNA, so
Yeah.
it's like a power
Like it's
combo.
like it's back
Right.
like because the aliens have like those weird pipes growing out of their
Yeah.
backs. He just sort of had like
Tubes,
holes where
yeah.
those things
Right, that's
were.
what I was trying to say.
And just had all those like it had like set like a dozen ribs on each
Yeah.
side or like 20 ribs on each side, and it was so gangly. The
was
arms
so
and legs
ugly.
creepy
and just
yeah.
the way it was moving and its
Yeah.
fingers were super long.
Yes, it is nightmare fuel.
That's
It is
terrible.
nightmare fuel.
That like last 30 minutes got me hella mad because it was just like let it be done with.
I was scared out of my mind.
So, not to take you kids out of the conversation, but you and I, like 6 months ago, watched The Black Hole. Or maybe even longer.
Probably longer, yeah.
So we're going to pair this film with that because it's, again, space wants to kill you
Yeah.
is the theme. And I think that obviously this is leaps and bounds better than The Black Hole. But it's just interesting because the original originated in the 70s, as did Black Hole.
I think they came out the same year.
Or around the same time. Yeah, I think you're right. And it's just so funny how this franchise has survived and now is thriving, because I agree with you. I think if this is the direction that the filmmakers and the studios decide to take, I'm 100% on board with this. Yeah, I really like this mode of storytelling where it's just you're constantly just agitated,
Freaked out,
yeah.
stressed out. There's
Yeah.
some danger everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
those things are
you
so
and the
damn
thing is
creepy looking.
and the thing is you literally you care about the characters and their situation. I think that's what makes it I mean, it's so much better. You're not basically going, "You freaking dumbass. What are you doing? Why are you touching that?" don't touch the black goo.
Yes. Yes. And then smear it on your face, dumbass. Wash your hands. Have we learned nothing from global pandemics?
It's just aggravating.
Yes.
It's not aggravating.
Yeah.
You actually care, and you make endearing characters. Andy was endearing from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked Tyler, even though he didn't have much.
Tyler was a nice guy.
I liked Navarro, even though she kind of.
I had a feeling she would be one of the first to get it because she
fair.
wasn't that well developed. The one I really wanted to see die was
Bjorn.
He was such a prick from the very get-go. Yeah. And he was just being mean to Andy.
Yeah, not for no reason, but
it's
explained.
For
stupid reasons.
The
His
guilt by
justification,
association mindset is the dumbest thing ever.
Fair.
His justifications were not warranted.
Right.
Not at all. And then he was doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he was a complete hypocrite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he then turns to Andy and says, "Oh, didn't you know?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was shitty.
What a jerk.
Yeah, poor Andy. I love that guy's face. He has such a great face.
He does.
I want to invite him over to dinner. If you're out there, you're welcome. Come over. We'll cook for you. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to critique here. 3 9s and an 8.5. This is absolutely a treat and a feast for the eyes. I'm super, super excited. Again, if this is as exciting as when Daniel Craig took over the Bond mantle.
Yeah, this feels like a fresh start.
Yeah.
And
To a
I hope
property.
that they can keep it up.
Yeah.
Because I've always loved the alien, the creature, and the whole concept of how this thing comes around. It kind of always bothered me that they were trying to like slap on origins and tie things up with a neat little bow.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like it belonged. Sometimes you just want to have crazy scientists and monsters and machine guns firing and space stations exploding and just the dangers of sci-fi. That's all you need. You don't have to try and I don't know.
And I also
wrap it all up in like an opera or something.
And I also like that you don't have to rely on the Ripley character to continue the story.
Exactly. This is all new characters. Everything is self-contained. I don't care if I ever see Rain and Andy ever again.
No.
Just make new stories in this universe. The universe is what I'm here for.
Yeah. Yeah. If they can find another story within this same time frame or even within the time frame of Aliens 2, the second one, where she's with Michael Biehn and all those other characters and just whatever, that would also be acceptable to me. Or maybe a pod flew out into space and landed somewhere else, like whatever it is. But yeah, I think
well, apparently there's going to be a television show now.
Oh really?
Yeah, Alien Earth. It's coming soon. It's going to be on like FX.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is he part of it? No.
I don't believe he is part of it. I think the guy who did like Legion, who's that guy?
Whoever that guy is.
I forgot what the hell his name was.
The showrunner for that?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm looking at Paul Bettany Legion. That's not what I wanted to do. You're talking about the Dan Stevens, right?
Yeah. Noah Hawley.
He's doing it?
I think. I'm not positive, though. Yes, he will write and direct the upcoming series Alien Earth.
Interesting.
So, well, hopefully
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. I think we can wrap it up. We gave our spoiler. Well, since we gave our spoiler, kids, do you want to tell us what your favorite scene in the film was, or do you want to just leave it alone?
I don't really have one. I like the whole movie.
Same. What about you, Ology? Did you have a favorite scene or no?
Not really, but
No.
my most hated scene was when that thing appeared.
Yeah.
All right, we get it.
Yeah.
It's so ugly. And
I love how they first showed it, too, if you just sort of see its elbow.
Right.
Sticking in. It's like, I guess it's on all fours at the particular point in time. You just,
Yeah,
Right.
it starts.
you just see this long arm and an elbow pointed with like the spike at the end of the elbow, and like its neck is super long. It's,
Yeah.
good Lord.
At first, it felt very like spider-like. No.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Oof. May we never run into something like that.
Ooh.
God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it from us, and we will bid you all a
Good night.
Good night.
good